welcome to my Nakamichi 600 fixer-upper discussion here. So here's one of my 600s. Here's another of my 600s that I just got today. This one I just got about a couple of weeks ago, and I did a video on fixing it up. And then the reason I got these was, of course, I have this System 1 Nakamichi system here with the 600. This one was refurbished just before I bought it from a good friend, and it works excellent. But I had these two other spaces here where I could put another component, whether it be a 620 amplifier or another 610 preamp or what have you. I decided to go with another tape deck since a couple of them came up here locally very recently. So we'll go back to the other room here. And one of the problems, as you can see on this tape deck, is it was missing the pause button. And over on this one here, which I just got today, and this one was working really good. And of course, he's missing the fast forward button. So what I did was these things are just glued on, so I just actually I didn't have to use much force, but I ended up popping the fast forward button off of this one, and now I'm going to place it on this one. So I've sort of robbed that one, and this one is going to be glued back on, and it'll make it complete. And in fact, I'm probably going to use that faceplate there because it's much better. I did fix that one up, but this one I think is running a little bit better, so I'm going to use this one, but I may take the handles. As you can see, the bare metal is showing. It's been nicked around a bit, and I'm going to take this faceplate off. I think the other one's in a little better condition. And we'll make one good tape deck out of the two. And then I'll keep the other one as parts for the two machines that I have. And then the other thing that I did was I had a few people, when I posted my video on doing the refurbishment of this tape deck over here online on my YouTube account. I had mentioned in the Fix It Up video that I would try to do a 3D print, which I have on the go right over here in my furnace room. You can actually see, it's kind of dark in here, but it's actually printing out a model I made of one of these Nakamichi 600 button caps. So these are made out of metal. The one I'm actually fashioning there is made out of plastic, but it'll look just as good, and it's made out of black PLA. So here's the model I did, which is I created on Thingiverse, or sorry, on Tinkercad. And as you can see, on the bottom, you can see the little holes that, I don't know if you can see it there. There we go. You can see there's two little holes that fit on the pins on the top of the button. That's actually where you glue it in. You can see a little bit of glue residue there, which I'll be refreshing. And so you can see here these hollowed out points where I measured them with my calipers. So I've made this exactly to the same scale and size as this button, and then I'm just printing them out in PLA plastic, and they'll look, I think, just as good. But you know, if anybody needs to get these, I'm posting them on Thingiverse, which you see here. It's still updating the images and everything, so it'll be a while before those are there. But all you have to do is go on Thingiverse .com and then just type in Nakamichi 600 cassette deck button cap, or just Nakamichi 600 will do, and you will be able to find the model for this, the 3D model. So if any of you out there have a 3D printer, you will be able to manufacture one of these right here in nice 3D, and you'll be able to paint the top, and depending on whether you're missing the fast forward or the pause or the play button, you should be able to use a little bit of paint, and I would just do a little bit of a clear coat on top so the paint doesn't scrape away, and then you will have hopefully a decent replacement button cap for your Nakamichi 600 cassette deck. So once again, here's what a good one looks like with all the buttons intact and everything's fully functioning. And I'll do a little bit of an update sooner or later on how the 3D print turns out once I get it all done and put it on the alternate deck that I have in the back room there. So thank you for watching. Well, I pried it off the print job here. I pried it off the bed. I've got to turn the printer off now. I don't want to have it running all day on me. So what I did was I printed out 4 of them. So one of them I've already peeled out of this. It comes out nice and flat on here, and I've already pried it off with a nice blade. And there you see the labels right here. They're not the labels, but the buttons. And as I said, one of them I've pried out already. And we're just going to walk over into my other workshop room here. So here you see the original fast forward button that I had pulled off of the other tape deck, and it fits in there. Oops, dropped it on the floor here. As you can see, it's got the fast forward and everything on it. And here's one that I've trimmed out, and basically you pop it on there and it's exactly the same size, and there's how it looks. And what I would do, you can see the little fine sort of lines of the 3D print, although you have to get really close to see it. What I would do is I would paint the top of it just to make it smooth in a nice black finish with an acrylic paint or whatever. And then I would, print the labels. You could probably get some labels at a store like Michael's or something like that. Or what I would do is I would just paint it. And I'm pretty handy at painting. Or I've got the only thing I can. So there's a decal paper that you can use that would be fantastic for this, for the silver version. If you printed these out in silver, if you had the silver version of this deck. The only problem with decal paper is it does not print in white. It prints in all the colors except for white. So you would have to get some sort of stickers, I think, at like Michael's or whatever. Glue that on, and as you see, it's a bang on fit for the for that. You can see what I did was you can print a number of percentages of fill, and if I were doing this full time, like I just wanted to do a quick print, so I did I think about a 20% of this is plastic, the rest is just air fill kind of thing. You know, it's just sort of gridded. It's quite light. So what I would do is maybe make this as a solid print. It would use up a lot of PLA plastic, but it would make it a more solid button, and you wouldn't get some of these sort of gaps in here and all that stuff. But like I say, in order to smooth that out, I would paint it with a nice black anyway. But as you can see, it's pretty much identical in size. It fits, the holes fit perfectly for the gluing, and I'm not going to glue this one, so I've got 4 of them made, and it was like, I think, an hour to print it out. And as you can see on this one, it would fit really nicely like that. And there you have it, a nicely finished button cap for the Nakamichi 600 deck. So the model is listed under my handle under Thingiverse. My username is Navy Diver. Guess what I used to do in a former life. And just type in your search within the Thingiverse search box. Just type in Nakamichi 600, and this is probably the only thing that will pop up. So you can print out a bunch of these, and you can even make fancy buttons if you wanted to replace them all and make them all the the same. Use like red or something like that as a red pause button, fast forward, which you could gin up on a computer really easily, and use decal paper or something like that. So all kinds of options to complete the missing button caps on these things. So thank you for watching.